Hello there, grade 7 learners. Welcome. You can think of me as your kuya, and I'm super excited to guide you through this explainer today. We're going to be diving into a really famous, pretty funny, but also deeply meaningful story by the brilliant Filipino author Carlos Bulosan. It's called My Father Goes to Court, and together we're going to uncover some absolutely wonderful lessons about what it truly means to value other people.
Okay, let's dive into this. Can a person be wealthy without having any money? I know, it kind of sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? Because normally when we hear the word wealthy, we instantly picture giant mansions, shiny cars, and, well, pockets just overflowing with cash. But I want you to keep this question right in the back of your mind as we uncover a totally different kind of wealth today.
Here's our quick roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll meet Carlos Bulosan. Second, we'll look at a tale of two very different families. Third, we'll uncover some truths from the courtroom. Fourth, I've got 3 easy steps to help you value others. And finally, some guide questions just for you.
All right, part 1. Let's meet Carlos Bulosan.
So, Carlos Bulosan was actually born way back around 1911 in Binalanan, Pangasinan. He grew up as a poor farmer right out in the countryside, and life, well, it was really hard. His family struggled a lot with poverty. Then, in 1930, when he was literally just 17 years old, probably not much older than you are now, he traveled all the way to America, hoping to build a better future. But things weren't exactly easy there either. He worked long hours in farms and canneries, and sadly, he caught a very serious illness called tuberculosis. But here's the amazing part. During his long, lonely stays in the hospital, he spent his time reading and writing. And by the 1940s, he was writing these famous stories that we still read today.
You see, when Carlos lived in the US, he faced some terrible hardships and a whole lot of unfairness simply because he was a Filipino migrant worker. Some folks treated him really poorly just because he didn't have much money. But Carlos, he didn't fight back with his fists. No, he fought back with his words. He wrote to protest against economic inequality and to really stand up for working-class people. And this brilliantly illustrates just how powerful writing can be. He showed the whole world the true strength, the resilience, and the massive heart of the Filipino spirit.
Which brings us to part 2, a tale of two families.
In his story, we're introduced to two families living right next door to each other. On one side, we have the narrator's family. They are very poor, they have practically no money, but they're always laughing. Their windows are thrown wide open, and they breathe in what Bulosan beautifully calls the aroma of happiness. Now, on the other side is the rich neighbor's family. They have literally all the money in the world, but they keep their windows tightly closed. They never go outside, they're always sad, and over time, they actually become quite unhealthy. It really goes to show us that simply having a bunch of money did not give the rich family a joyful life.
Now the story gets absolutely hilarious because the rich neighbor actually decides to sue the poor family. Seriously, he takes them to court. And his claim, he says the poor family has been stealing the spirit and the aroma of his family's food just by smelling it through those open windows. Can you even imagine that? But the poor father, oh, he's very clever. Drawing on some classic Filipino folklore, the father happily agrees to pay the rich man. He gathers up all his little coins, shakes them together in his hands, and declares that he has paid the rich man with the sound of money for the aroma of food. It is such a brilliant, funny moment, and it proves that you just can't put a price tag on joy.
Part 3. Truths from the courtroom. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is uncovering the hidden meanings behind all that laughter.
To really understand these truths, we need to learn a quick new term, a maxim, or a universal truth. Basically, a maxim is just a simple rule or a wise little saying about how to live a good life that is true for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, young or old, living here in the Philippines or living in America. A universal truth is a piece of wisdom that always applies.
So Carlos Bulosan hid several of these wonderful maxims right inside his story. First up, laughter is a kind of wealth. The poor family didn't have cash, but man, they were rich in joy. Second, money doesn't buy happiness. The rich man had literally everything except a smile. Third, humor is a brave way to face unfairness. By laughing and being super clever in court, the father protested against the rich man's bullying without ever even getting angry. And fourth, everyone deserves fairness. The law and our society should protect the poor just as fiercely as the wealthy. These are the powerful philosophies Bulosan really wanted us to learn.
Let's put this into action with part 4. 3 steps to value others.
So the crucial point here is that we absolutely must treat everyone as valuable, no matter what their life circumstances are. Here is a super simple 3-step guide to help you out. Step 1. Look beyond the money. Never, ever judge your classmates or your neighbors by the clothes they wear or the fancy gadgets they might have. True value is always found in a person's heart. Step 2. Share your joy and laughter. Be exactly like that poor family whose open windows shared happiness with the whole world. Remember, a smile is a free gift you can give to literally anyone. And step 3, treat everyone with fairness. Always stand up for what is right. Just like Carlos Bulosan used his writing to fight against unfairness, you can use your everyday kindness to make sure everyone around you feels included and respected.
And finally, Part 5, Guide Questions for You.
Before we wrap up, I want you to put your thinking caps on and reflect really deeply on these 2 questions. First, how can you show someone they are incredibly valuable without spending a single peso? Think about the small, everyday actions. Maybe it's just listening to a friend who's having a bad day, helping out with a quick chore, or just offering a super warm greeting. Second, why do you think laughter is so important during hard times? Think back to the father in that courtroom, and think about Carlos Bulosan writing his stories while he was sick in a hospital bed. Laughter and humor, they give us the strength to just keep going when things get really tough.
As we close out our explainer today, I want to leave you with one final big question to chew on. What kind of wealth will you share with the world today? Remember, true wealth isn't always about the coins jingling in your pocket. Sometimes it's the sound of your laughter, the kindness in your heart, and the fairness you show to every single person you meet. Thank you so much for learning with me today, Grade 7. Now go out there and share your beautiful wealth with the world.